This is our fifth season in the Champions League with Sevilla. So far, we've been knocked out in the first knockout round twice. We've been knocked out in the quarter-final twice. Today, we play in the semi-final for the first time. And we kind of need to win it because the club's about to go financially... I'm not going to say the B word because people keep saying the B word. And we're not bankrupt. But it's not looking good. We need to win the Champions League. Hello and welcome to Club 6, part 55 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have both legs of our Champions League semi-final game against Chelsea. Since you were last with me, we won the Liga. That happened. We just kept scoring 4 goals past teams. It's a promising thing to bring into a Champions League semi-final. This is what it looks like, La Liga. I'm still trying not to notice the fact there's only 3 games to go. And there's a certain nice-looking statistic just there. We're not noticing or mentioning, or that's not in the equation because I'm still going to rotate the team heavily in between the 2 Chelsea games. And Numancia have been a problem for us before. But if we do manage to mess up the Champions League, there is the little something of a rather special feat that you don't achieve very often to maybe have as a consolation prize. But we're not thinking about that. We're not talking about that. The focus today is all on the Champions League semi-final against Chelsea, and this is the team we're putting out there for the first leg. We've got Zielinski in goal, a back four of Ryback, Quito, Rigor and Serdic, Ramos and Ats in midfield, Hollis, Lorenzo and Kasongo behind Llorente up front. Let's get into the game. I don't like being home first. I don't know why we keep getting drawn to play at home. It feels like we're being given the most difficult route through to a Champions League final in history. And if we get there, we're probably going to play last year's winners in the shape of Leipzig, who I think drew their away leg against Manchester United yesterday. We're favourites against Chelsea. I mean, remember from the last episode, Chelsea are currently 4th in the Premier League. I've only won it once in like the last 10 seasons. We should be favourites. And I think, yeah, we're going to do that. I expect nothing but a win. We're at home. We win a lot of football matches. That's the team talk that we tend to use most often in league games. So let's blooming use it in the Champions League when we expect to be just as good here as we are there, because we should be better than Chelsea. Cross everything. Remember, way back when, I think it was when we were still at Hamburg, Chelsea was one of the clubs that just turned me down, wouldn't even give me an interview when Sevilla came knocking, and did give me the job of my dreams. And look what I've done for them. I've won them lots of trophies, and now they get to sell lots of players. They're probably going to have the biggest transfer income in the history of La Liga this summer, all thanks to Kev. We're only picking out the positives of my time here. They'll make £500 million in transfers this summer. Right, it's Hollis down the left-hand side, can't get his crossover, but Ryback picks it up, finds Ramos, and it eventually works its way back to Hollis via Lorenzo. It's back with Lorenzo again, and Edgar Lorenzo has scored his 13th goal of the season, and it's another stunning effort from the edge of the area. We've got to be very proud that Edgar Lorenzo is a proper youth player who I've brought through and actually turned into a proper player all by myself. I know I get criticism sometimes for rightful criticism for going out and buying players that get in the way and block our youth players from developing. But when I spot one who's proper good, like Lorenzo, I back him, and he's been a regular in our first team since he was a teenager, and he's finally starting to repay that faith this season. And I would say he's a proper world superstar at this point. I don't know if the game agrees. Don't really want to look, but I think he is. He's a superstar. Right, 1-0 up at half-time. We're picking up a lot of yellow cards, which is something to be keeping our eye on, especially because 3 of our back 4 are all on yellow cards now. Yeah, don't get complacent. Typical. We're winning at half-time. Let's just not get complacent in the second half. We are playing it like a La Liga game at the moment. We're having all the possession. We're having all the shots. We're limiting them to very little time with the ball. And when they do get it, we're not letting them generate chances. But it's the Champions League. We're on all these yellow cards. And I do worry that being just 1 goal ahead, and especially with it being the home leg, that if they get a goal against the run of play now, they go into the second leg as favourites as far as I'm concerned. Right, let's make a change. the typical one, Perez on for Llorente. If you only watched the videos and didn't watch the in-betweeny bits, which I assume is most of you, because I think it's only me who watches the in-betweeny bits, you'd wonder why Llorente was always in the team. In those in-betweeny matches, Llorente's a superstar. I think he's just camera shy. We're also going to bring on Bruce for Ryback. Ryback not playing great, on a yellow card, getting tired. I know he's been one of the stars of the season again, but it just seems to make good sense when we've got a left-back on the bench to bring him on in a situation like this. Did we just... No, it's offside. I thought Kasongo would just put that straight in, but apparently Ramos has touched it, thus leading to an offside, the silly goose. Right, let's make a final change. What have we got? We've got Jason Gould down on the bench. Kasongo's not having the best of games. Gould has never before let us down. He's not worth £70 million, that lad. Jason, score a goal now to show that you were always worth £70 million. You always will be worth £70 million. Liverpool are actually chasing him to bring him in as the replacement for Kasongo a year on. So Jason Gould might well be one of the ones who is sold in the summer, whether I'm here or not, to balance the books. Because I guess with Kasongo here, he's an expensive luxury to have on the bench. And here's that against run of play goal from Chelsea, because we've got defenders out of position. Bruce with a great tackle, and Serdic eventually intercepts. We break down the move. What a team we are, and we're now counter-attacking on them through Lorenzo. He's got options ahead of him. What a pass to Hollis. Perez is in the middle, and what a save from the Chelsea keeper. That had 2-0 written all over it, and it was a wonderful save. But Ramos with the corner, trying to find Perez, but their keeper comes and grabs it again. I tell you what, their keeper's had a good game. Ramos now with a free kick. Gould is there. Perez again, but this time it's just over. We've had some chances towards the end of this game to increase our lead. Obviously, a win is a win, as long as we win. Going back to their place with a 1-0 lead is great. 2-0 would be even better, though. Gould can't get his crossover. I think he thought the final whistle had gone. He stopped, then randomly started again, then did a weird cross. Everyone keeps sort of stopping and starting. I don't know what's going on. Bruce now, into Ramos, Lorenzo. We've still got like 2 minutes on the clock, so we won't have any more of this stopping nonsense. Ramos tries to play Serdic in. Serdic, oh, that was a cross that deflected and almost embarrassed their goalkeeper. We've got a corner and it's Hollis, and their keeper makes another cracking save. 30 seconds left, another corner. This must be the last chance of the game now. We've had 17 corners in this match. Rigor to Hollis, who I think that was a cross. I thought he was shooting initially, but we still have 15 seconds left. We've still got the ball as well, and it's with Ramos to Lorenzo. Lorenzo finds Hollis, gone. Last second goal. No, it's corner number 18. I don't think we're going to get to take it, though, because we are pretty much out of time. It's Ramos to take the corner, if he even gets to take it. Corner does come in, but it hits the Chelsea head, not shirt, Kev, head. And, 1-0. 1-0's fine. We're ahead. We take a lead back to their place. They didn't get an away goal. I'm telling the lads it was a bit of a let-off, because it kind of was. We did play well, but we weren't clinical. And we need to be better than that in the second leg. And hopefully we will be. And now, time for more time travel as I go and play Numancia offline and hope not to lose for reasons we're not going to discuss. And then we'll be back for the second leg in just a moment. We maintained our unbeaten record in the league, beating Numancia 3-1. They did get it to 1-1 at one point. We didn't panic. Llorente, as I said, always plays well in the in-betweeny bits, which is why he stays in the team for the second leg against Chelsea. I think that's an unchanged team from the first leg. It's obviously changed massively from the team that has just played against Numancia, but pretty sure unchanged from the first leg. We're just going to go in, do the same job all over again that we did the first time round, and fingers crossed, book a spot in the Champions League final. We cannot allow complacency. Can we do that assertively? We can. Oh, look at that. Look at all that green. Marvellous stuff. Right. Come on. The nerves. Oh, my goodness, the nerves. Oh. To give you some context, I go on holiday. When I'm recording this episode a week ago. I go on holiday in 2 days. I'm currently, as you're watching this, if you're watching it when it first came out, at London Comic Con. I have no way to record next season. If we don't win the Champions League this season, obviously we will do another year. But we're going to have a week off from this series because I'm not going to have time to make any more videos on it. So, fingers crossed, we don't mess this up. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to look like it's going to be a very empty channel for a week while I'm away, which probably isn't the worst thing in the world, but for me, it's the worst thing in the world. Llorente's in behind here. Llorente just wide. This keeper. Oh, this keeper's a good goalkeeper. My word. Right, Hollis to take the corner, and it falls to Rigor, and it just all sort of drifts away. Assuming we too win the Champions League, because obviously we will, and if I then release the save, which I usually do, I recommend scouting this guy, Eleftheropoulos, the Chelsea goalkeeper. He's obviously no Zielinski, but he's had a game and a half of good performances against us now, and we've got some of the best strikers in the world. I thought Ats had done it again there. I thought that was going to be the customary Ats bottles it in a big game moment. Quito plays it back to Zielinski. Let's just not do anything stupid before half-time, lads. I don't like what's going on here. Zielinski plays it forward. It ends up with Lorenzo. Lorenzo plays it over the top to Hollis. We've got Llorente in the middle. Cross comes in. Ats is there and Ats scores. We talked about this an episode or two ago that the story this season might not be a Champions League win. It might just be the Ats redemption story. He's been the villain for the last couple of years. We've talked about selling him. We've talked about not trusting him in big games. But time and time again this year, he has turned up in the big games. And he's just put us 1-0 up on the night. 2-0 up on the aggregate. On the aggregate. Yes, that's how we refer to it from now on. On the aggregate. And it's a massive away goal as well. That is a huge moment in not just this episode, but this entire series. Don't look at the scoreboard and think the job is done. Just pick up where we left off. I like it. Ats has lost confidence. Hollis has lost confidence. Let's not worry about those two. They're only two of our best players. We don't need them to be confident. We just need them to not do anything stupid. Right, Zielinski plays it to Rigor. Rigor just fades away again. Just drifts off. And I'm happy with lots of fading away and drifting off in this second half. Good save from Zielinski. Plays it out to Ryback, and Ryback lumps it clear for Hollis to chase. Hollis has been clattered there as well, but nothing given. And we're back up and pressing again, which is always good. Just if we keep them doing this in their half, I'm happy. Just keep pressing Llorente, pushing back on the goalkeeper as well. And now Chelsea have got a little bit of an attack in motion. We need to nip this in the bud, but it's still coming. It's a lovely move and it's a lovely goal. It's been disallowed. Absolutely splendid. Just absolutely splendid. It was a lovely move, though. They kept the ball. I think pretty much every player in their team touched the ball there. It deserved to not be given offside. I kind of want to overrule the referee there and say, look, that was an incredible goal, worthy of a Champions League semi-final. Let it stand. But then I remembered I want to win the Champions League and you have to get in the final to do that. So I've overruled myself rather than the referee. Right, I'm wondering what to do as we hit the latter stages of this game. I'm thinking maybe a switch to the 4-3-3, but I don't think Soto's on the bench because I think he picked up a knock in the last game. That's going to be my excuse for it. Hollis just straight into the keeper, and it's back to Ryback. Ryback to Ramos. A goal here, and I calm down a lot. Ats, what is that? Was that supposed to be a pass? I don't know what he was trying to do there. It looked like a quite clever idea, and Serdic did chase it, but the highlight just disappeared before we had a chance to see if it actually achieved anything. And now Chelsea are coming at us again, and it's gone over the top of Ryback, and this is dangerous. And they're in. Oh, what a save from Zielinski! This semi-final has been just a demonstration of excellent goalkeeping from both teams. And Chelsea now with the corner, and Zielinski punches clear, and Lorenzo finishes the job and lumps it back up to the other end of the pitch. And let's have a look at what our situation is vis-a-vis players, yellow cards, fitness, substitutes. You know how this process works. Interestingly, the two lowest rated players in our team are also the ones on yellow cards, and Ramos is tired as well. But we don't have a central midfielder at all to bring on. So Ramos stays on. Serdic, I'm also going to leave Serdic on because I don't want to play Annan out at right back in a massive game like this. Although, actually, I say that. Attacking responsibility is done now. Annan in there is a better defender. So he can come on and defend. I think in a situation like this, it doesn't hurt to have a player like Korkmaz on the pitch. So Korkmaz can come on for Hollis. He's our vice-captain. He's a leader. He's been here longer than most of this team. And I think he's just drawn a red card out of their right back. first contribution from Korkmaz, and he's basically just clotheslined out of the sky. Chelsea are now down to 10 men. We're 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go against 10 men. We're going to make our final change, which is Benko on for Lorenzo. And it's so close, I can just about taste it at this point. Come on, do not bottle this. Shall we do some praise? A little bit of praise just to finish the game off. We're into the final 7 seconds. Even if we score here, it doesn't matter. They don't. It goes wide. We should be in the Champions League final. We are in the Champions League final. Now we just need to find out who we're going to be playing. That is massive. Oh, right. Who, I think, who, when, where? I know why. I don't need to ask that. Are we finding out? Champions League semi-final. We are playing. They haven't played the second leg yet. Right. Well, let's go do that. Oh, I need to rest my players ready for Villarreal because we still need to. I think we can safely talk about it now. The next episode isn't going to be the Champions League final. The next episode is going to be attempting to become invincible. That was invincible, not invisible. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do the Champions League final, and that is going to be against whoever comes up now. Are we going to see? No? We're just going to keep hitting continue. Just show us the football match. Right, it's Leipzig versus Man United. I don't care which one of these we play. We've got the beating of both of them. It's Manchester United. Sevilla versus Manchester United in the Champions League final, which is in... Where is it? The Alaturk. I guess that's in Turkey. It's in Turkey. It's where Esenye Erokspor play. That famous Turkish team. So that is a Champions League final and a potential series ender. So let me look at my schedule, because we do go into holiday schedule next week, because as mentioned, I'm on holiday. So we're going to have the last 2 games of the league season. Villarreal and Valencia will be on Monday at 4 p.m. And then the Champions League final against Manchester United is going to be Wednesday at 4 p.m. Wednesday at 4 p.m. Sevilla versus Manchester United. And I'm not even going to be around to look at the comments, because at that moment I'll be in Disneyland Paris and won't be looking at my phone. So you can all let me know how it got on, and I'll reply to comments at midnight when I get back to the room. But oh my word, Champions League final. Just don't mess it up now, Kev. Do not mess it up. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.